Hey guys, what's going on? So as you all know, Kenobi episodes 1 and 2 dropped on Friday, and they were really good in my opinion. Starting a show is always really difficult, but I think they have done it well and given us a lot to look forward to, especially with the Vader tease at the end of episode 2. Many people are hating Reva, but to be honest, she was actually growing on me as I continued to watch more clips of her and hear what others have to say. At the end of episode 2, Reva tells Obi-Wan that Vader is still alive. Check out my video yesterday on how she knows that Vader is Anakin. I'll leave a link in the description below. During this scene, Obi-Wan igniting his lightsaber is teased to us so much. He sits there, holding it firmly in his hands, shaking as he hears the news. I thought that he would finally ignite it, after hearing that Anakin was alive. But obviously he didn't, and he managed to get away with Leia. But what if he did ignite his lightsaber and stood up to Reva? That's where today's story will begin. As Obi-Wan tells Leia to head to the ship, Reva enters the docking yard with her lightsaber already ignited. Obi-Wan had no intention to fight her, but if he could delay her enough, perhaps Leia could escape safely. After all, that is why he was here in the first place. He hid behind a large container as he tried to close his mind. Reva creeps closer to Kenobi, not being able to pinpoint his location, but she can see into his thoughts.
He's alive, Obi-Wan. Anakin Skywalker is alive.
Obi-Wan is shocked to his core with this information. He thought that Anakin had died a long time ago on Mustafar, but he's alive. In that exact moment, hearing the news of Anakin, he closes his eyes and ignites his lightsaber.
Ah, there you are, Obi-Wan.
Reva says, "You're lying. Anakin is dead. He has to be." Obi-Wan steps forward and swings at Reva. Obi-Wan is rusty. He hasn't used his lightsaber, or even the Force for that matter, in a long time. He continues to fight, remembering his old ways, the way he fought Anakin on Mustafar, the way he helped the Republic during the Clone Wars. Now he was fighting for Leia, to keep her safe. The girl who reminded him so much of her mother, Padme. Usually, Reva would be no match for Kenobi, but because of the 10-year gap between using a lightsaber, he couldn't perform as well as he used to. Reva disarms Obi-Wan, pushing him to the ground. Her hatred gets the best of her as she remembers how Obi-Wan caused all this madness by letting Anakin fall to the dark side. She motions the lightsaber downwards towards his head as it is stopped in midair. She looks to her left where she sees the Grand Inquisitor walk in. He screams at her, telling her to stop. Lord Vader wants him alive after all. As the two get into a spat, the Grand Inquisitor ignites his lightsaber. "Stand down, or I will make you stand down. For good." This doesn't stop Reva. She won't be told what to do by other people. Once again she tries to kill Kenobi, but this time the Grand Inquisitor ignites his lightsaber and blocks it. As the two Force wielders swing for each other, their blades lock. They both believe in their abilities, but one was far outmatched from the other. Their blades clash back and forth as they try to slip past the defensive blocks. But when the Grand Inquisitor motions his blade forward, he finds an opening and slices Reva, knocking her to the floor before delivering the final strike, killing her once and for all. Okay, so I know in episode 2 it was actually Reva who sliced the Grand Inquisitor, but I really don't like that, and since I'm making this fanfiction, I'll add my own spin to it and had the Grand Inquisitor kill her. Okay, let's continue. Obi-Wan looks at her dead corpse lying on the ground. The Grand Inquisitor was pleased that she was dead. She never followed orders and was just a nuisance. Now his sights have moved to Kenobi. Obi-Wan knows he can't defeat the Grand Inquisitor. He has to get out of there. He turns and motions to run to the ship. He calls for his lightsaber, but is stopped dead in his tracks. The Grand Inquisitor held his hand out, holding Obi-Wan in the same position. He does this with the Force. Leia reveals herself from the ship, looking at Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan yells at her, telling her to run and get away, but it was too late now. The Grand Inquisitor lifts her with the Force and pulls her towards him. He has them both now. Now all that's left was delivering them to his master. As he puts them in cuffs and places them on a ship, they fly to a distant planet. Obi-Wan couldn't tell where, but as they enter a room, he looks up, trying to locate where they are. He has never seen this place before. It was dark, but also extremely hot. He glances around the room, to which he hears footsteps. They get louder and louder, and then he hears breathing.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Vader stands tall above Obi-Wan and Leia. Kenobi was in shock. He never expected to see this man again. He immediately sensed that it was him. Anakin, or should I say, Lord Vader, what has become of you?
I am going to make this easy for you, my old master. Where are the remaining Jedi? I know you're holding them.
Anakin, come to your senses. You and your Inquisitors destroyed the Jedi. You ruined everything we worked so hard to build, to sustain. We fought for freedom, and now you have stolen that from everyone in the galaxy. Your empire is feared. They take what they want, and they do what they want. Obi-Wan pauses. I have killed you before, but I can do it again. Vader looked at Kenobi. He didn't really know what to think. He had been waiting a decade for this moment, to avenge his loss on Mustafar. Vader ignited his lightsaber and bent down, staring at Leia.
And who might you be, little one?
Okay, and that's part 1. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I think I left it on a good cliffhanger. Will Vader find out Leia's true identity? I think that could be pretty awesome, and a very cool twist. I'm not sure how he will discover it, but if he does, would that change his motives or position in the dark side? Because honestly, at this point, maybe it wouldn't be like it was a decade later. At this point, Vader is completely in the dark side, with no thoughts of turning back. It's been 10 years and he thinks everything is lost. So even if he found out he had a daughter, would that change things? What I think could happen is that he kills Kenobi and then takes Leia and trains her. It would take time, probably around another decade, but once she is turned into another agent of evil, maybe then they would confront the Chancellor. She is the child of Skywalker after all, the chosen one. I think that could be a pretty cool storyline to follow for part 2. I'm not sure. I want your opinions though in the comments below. Also, let me know what you think of these different types of what ifs. I thought it would be fun to create alternate timelines from the stories created in the Kenobi show. Once the show is fully released, these will probably become a lot more realistic, but I thought for now I'll just make it as far-fetched and wild as possible. I think I will try to do at least one of these after each episode, based on the turning point from that episode. What do you guys think of the beginning at Kenobi? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. As always, be sure to check out the affiliate links in the description, it really helps us out. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.